Yeah, obviously, anytime you don't win a game, you're very disappointed, especially opportunities down 3-0 at half, down 10-0 going into the fourth. So you have opportunities if you can get anything going offensively. Like every game, you look at it. ST was good. We had two penalties that we should not have ever again. Easily self-corrected. We lined up offside. We ran into a punt returner. The run in the punt returners kind of got them to midfield on their one scoring drive. So it was a critical mistake. But other than that, our ST was good. Our punter was excellent. Our punt protection was really good. It's going to have to be good again because Rutgers is really good. Rutgers won the game last week with blocking a punt for a touchdown. They come after it, and they do an amazing job coming after it. They're really good at it and sold, very, very committed to it. But ST was good, and obviously first game punting, did a great job. Punted too much, but did a great job. Defensively, I just thought we played hard. I thought we got off blocks. I thought we played north and south. I thought we played on edges. I thought we did a lot of good things defensively. There's still plenty of things to clean up defensively. There's things when you watch the tape that we can do better and have to do better moving forward. Obviously, offensively, we got another score. We couldn't get a first down. So just kind of out there offensively, just kind of played in spurts, like played fast, played hard in spurts, but like we're more overwhelmed than anything offensively. So it looked like a bunch of first time starters. That's how we played. That's not an excuse. That's we'll look like a bunch of second time starters this week. We don't play better. So we certainly did not match their physicality on defense. We didn't match their speed on defense. We made mental errors. We made physical errors. And again, it doesn't take a lot. You're playing a Big Ten opponent who's was pretty good on defense a year ago and does a really good job. Their staff does an amazing job. One misread, one bad footwork, one I'm running a route at the wrong depth. I'm running a route not full speed, and next thing you know, we had 44 plays. I don't think we executed one properly as 11 guys. So we've got a long way to go there. I'm not necessarily surprised we have a long way to go there, but we have a long way to go there. We've had a good couple days since the game already. We have good kids that care, and we have enough ability. We got to play the game better in all facets on offense. So moving forward to Rutgers, obviously different challenge. Offensively, totally different animal than the team we just played from a style and experience, and they got a lot of guys back on an offense that was really good a year ago. They run it, they throw it, they're really physical, they're nasty up front. They had a quarterback that can do a lot of different things and makes great decisions like every good quarterback does. So it'll be a really, really great challenge for our defense. Obviously, ST, we talked about their head guy. Obviously, he's a defensive guys. All us defense guys are ST guys. They not the reason they won the game, but they won by 3 and scored 7 on their punt return team by blocking a punt and scoring on that play. So, and they've done a great job forever. They always come after punts. They do a great job. So we're going to have our challenges from special team standpoint also. And then offensively, it starts with us. We got to be way better on our side, and we got to compete, and we got to play physical, and we got to play with way better technique. It's like I told them, are we not physical because our body's in bad position on contact, or are we not physical because we're not physical? I'm not sure, because our body's in bad position. We're not putting technically, and it's not. I'm not talking about the O-line. I'm talking about receivers. I'm talking about tight ends. I'm talking about everybody on our offense who has to put force on somebody. So it's like, play the game the right way, and then you kind of see how you are. We didn't really do that. So got a lot of work. Like we always say when you start off with 2 Power 4 teams, you're going to find out some things that you do well, because if you can do well against a Power 4 team, it's probably something you're going to be probably pretty good at. If you don't do things well, they get exposed in a hurry, and we had a lot of things exposed in our first game that we have to work on. And again, will we get them all corrected this week? Probably not, but we have to get some of them corrected, and a lot of it has to look a lot better to give ourselves a chance.
Questions? Coach, physically, how does a game like Wisconsin, starting the season off, first game, how does that play on the program and the players toll-wise in terms of health?
Yeah, the good news is we came out of the game pretty healthy. So physically, mentally, I don't know offense right now is a lot of egos bruised of, like, last time I played, I was whipping ass in high school, and now I didn't really whip ass, like, so it's like, well, it's a little different here in Division I football and Power 4 football. But again, we like it. We always say it's like you find out who you are in a hurry, and then you got a chance to get right back in the arena this Saturday and play another Power 4 team right back to back. So it's there's a pro and con to it. Mentally, you got to be tough to handle it because no one likes losing and no one likes getting sand kicked in their face. And there's some guys that got some sand kicked in their face and got overwhelmed physically. But there's also some guys that did great, that their confidence should grow from it because they really not only held their own but won more battles than they lost against a Big Ten opponent, which, again, is only going to make you then. I don't know how many guys we played. It was an amazing amount of guys on both sides of the ball that got in that game, and so many first-time players and younger guys. So it was awesome. And again, it was eye-opening for a lot of them. But I would say you got to have your first game sometime. So there you go. There it is.
Offensively, we may have hit on this after the game on Thursday, but what's the locker room vibe offensively for the guys right now?
Yeah, again, like I told them, it's like we all feel the same way. You feel sick. You didn't, it's a winnable game. If we get 2 touchdowns, we win the game. So you feel sick, and then now it's like, how's your resolve? How do you respond to it? How do you, And again, you still should be like so. But our kids disappointed, mad, upset, all the things that everybody feels when you watch. Like, then you go watch on tape, it doesn't make you feel very good, and we didn't play very good individually. We didn't play very good as a group, and it's our timing on a lot of things is off, and we got to continue. They understand now how razor thin the margin is when you play at this level, that things got to hit. You got to hit the hole at the right time. You got to hit the route at the right time. Everything's got to be on sync. And it's still hard when you play Wisconsin, but it's great learning experience, and what we do with it will yet to be seen.
Daquan Finn seemed to struggle a little bit with passing against Wisconsin. What has he done, or what does he need to do this week to improve on that?
Yeah, well, again, it's just people that don't know anything about the sport at all, always talk about the quarterback. Like, I have more, Daquan Finn. Okay, well, our passing game stunk. Our offense stunk. All right? He was 1/11th of that. Did he struggle? If you watch the tape, most of the pass plays we didn't protect. We didn't run the route right. We didn't have good timing. But there's also a handful of plays that are on him, whether it be didn't look off the high hole guy, whether it be on the wrong side of the coverage. So he's got his stuff to clean up too. For 3 quarters, he compete his tail off and put our offense in the right checks and the right plays and competed hard. And then fourth quarter, he kind of joined the party of pitching in and making some mistakes. He, you're down 10-0. You just hit a flag route. Of course, it's called back as a holding, which was a legitimate call. I'm not complaining about the call, but like you get out of the hole with a big gain, and then you got a holding penalty. So now you scramble to your right and you try to make a play that you can't roll right and throw left. Everybody knows that. But you're down 10-0 at some point. You're trying to make a play. So there's things that he didn't do well in the fourth quarter that he's got to work on. But we got to worry. It's not 11. It's 30 offensive players and about 10 offensive coaches. We all got to grind together and get everything cleaned up. And it was everybody's fault, starting with me. It's not saying on the players. Our kids weren't prepared well enough to function on offense against Wisconsin. So that starts and ends with me. So I was like, well, we got to be better. Everybody's got to be better. He's got to be better. But a lot of it has to do with everybody, not anybody. That's what, and we got to get our kids to understand. We got a lot of young, inexperienced kids that it's like they get in their own little bubble of looking at their mistakes and woe is me. And man, if I would have, no, we're all making mistakes. That's where everybody on offense made mistakes. Every single player. Some made more than others. Okay, but everybody, it was not, well, why did our running game stink? Because our running game stunk. It takes 11 guys to run the football, not one guy. It's not the tailback didn't run. No, we got to run the ball better. We got to do everything better. And it's partly the tailback, it's partly the O-line, it's partly the tight ends, it's partly the receivers, partly the quarterback. It's partly everybody. So just the way it is when you play bad, everybody's, when things go good, the head coach and the quarterback get too much praise. When things go bad, the head coach and the quarterback, the head coach doesn't get too much criticism because he's the head coach, but the quarterback gets too much. Everybody's like, how's the quarterback like? I say, been a Bears fan for 50 years. We stink on offense. We get rid of quarterback every couple of years. They can't all be that bad. Like, I don't know which ones were good and which ones, but it's always, that's the easy one. The answer is, like, that's what we do. So, but we were not good on offense, so that starts and ends with me, but it starts and ends with everybody in that offense side of the ball. I know the coaches feel the same way. They're down. They're disappointed how their kids play. The kids are disappointed. Everybody's disappointed. Should be, if you care.
And then Ohio kept the game pretty close against Rutgers. Was there anything that you noticed about what Ohio did well, or anything that Rutgers perhaps didn't do well that should be highlighted?
Yeah, well, Ohio scored points. They were down 31-14, then they came back and tied at 31. So, again, had a chance, in the fourth quarter to win it. So, but we know Ohio's a good football team, and they were, they gave up a bunch of points in yards early. They had one critical mistake on punt team, gave up a 7, but offensively they moved the ball. Quarterback's really good, as we know. Like, he made a bunch of plays, and he's got a good supporting cast, and they did a good job up front. They just did a good job offensively all across the board. They ran it, they threw it, they kept them off balance. So, but Navarro's a really good player. So, Rutgers, Shiano coach team. Everybody knows Coach Shiano. He's one of the more well-known coaches. They're going to be physical, run, salty on defense, salty on special teams. That's who they are. Now they got a quarterback and some weapons, so they throw it pretty darn good too. So offensively, they're a handful. They really are. They scored a bunch of points last year. So I know they got a bunch of new defensive guys. It's their first game starting, so I'm sure there are things they're trying to clean up on defense. But I know Coach Shiano will get them cleaned up in a hurry. He's one of the better defensive guys on the planet. So.
To what extent did difficulty running the ball impact passing?
Yeah, and to what extent did difficulty throwing the ball in fact running? Yes, no, it is. It's a whole, like, it doesn't matter what you ask me. It was a total, we didn't do good. We didn't run the ball effectively. We didn't throw the ball effectively. We always try to run the ball efficiently. We always try to throw the ball efficiently. Again, like we always talk about, we have this. You could go back not 12 years because. Last time I went there was 59-0 and we couldn't compete, But ever since year 3 when we actually got competitive, like, you play Rutgers in Wisconsin, halftime we're down 3-0 and we're talking about establishing the run and getting after them and we didn't. Is it probably, I don't know, probably on me? Like, it is on me, not probably. Like, what do you do? Like, that's who we are. Like, we go through this every year. Like, our identity of how we win games versus how's the best way to beat Wisconsin. Probably at halftime we should have abandoned the run game and done some different things. But we could try to come out the first couple series and run the ball because we hadn't run the ball at all. And that's who Miami football is. That's how we've won a bunch of games. So now you go play Rutgers, and it's like, do we just take a week off and abandon who we are and try to play physical football? And we got out physicaled on. Now we played our defense, and our defense did good. So you're trying to. So, but we have to run the ball. Yes, we have to run the ball better. And we have to be more efficient throwing the ball. We have first, third down. We have a chance to throw the ball. It's a little behind them. It's a catchable ball. Is it the receiver's fault? Is it the quarterback's? I don't know. We probably need a little better throw or a little better catch. But we're off that much. You get that first one, you get a first down right off the bat. You're moving like. Game changes, and it just so. But we have to be more efficient everywhere, at every position. We have to coach it better. We have to prepare it better. We have to do everything better on offense.
It's just 3-0 at halftime. Did you feel like you needed to make any adjustments, either just because of the way the game was going or because of the switch in the quarterbacks?
Yeah, no, they did basically the same things with their quarterback, and we obviously felt great about our defense has kept us in it to that point. Offensively, again, we were talking about we're going to come out, we're going to run our inside zone, and we're going to get after them, we're going to block them, and we're going to play lower and more physical and play better technique, and that didn't really happen. So, there was definitely adjustments needed made offensively, and obviously the ones we didn't work. So, but we're still going to be who we are and try to play the game the right way. So, again, it's hard. I was at halftime, we're sitting at 3-0. It's a winnable game. You're feeling really good. You haven't done anything on offense, and you're right, and you feel like your defense can stop them, and has stopped them, and you're feeling like, okay, we haven't done anything if we just can get something going. But obviously, we did not do that.